Baseball Softball Media Day. Here today we'll have softball coach Yvette Gerard and her assistant coaches, and following Coach Gerard and her staff, baseball coach Paul Maneri and his assistant coaches will also address you here in this room. And then after we're done here with the formal press conference, players for both baseball and softball will be available at their respective playing sites. Baseball players will be available from approximately 1 until 2 p.m. this afternoon at Alex Box Stadium. Softball players available approximately from 2 to 3 p.m. at Tiger Park. One reminder during the formal press conference here, if you would wait until the portable microphone gets to you before asking your question. That way those listening via radio and the internet can hear your question. We appreciate your cooperation there. Is everyone set up in the back? All right, we'll begin first of all by introducing our softball SID and newlywed, Melissa Foley.
I'm going to bring up LSU softball head coach Yvette Gerard. She is entering her 27th season overall as a head coach and her 7th season here at LSU. She has the 3rd highest winning percentage of any active coach in NCAA Division I softball and the 5th highest winning percentage overall of any coach in Division I softball history. The inductee into the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association Hall of Fame. She earned her 3rd SEC Coach of the Year honor last year. Head coach Yvette Gerard.
Thank you, Melissa, and thanks for everybody that's here today. First, I'd like to welcome Coach Maneri and his staff. I want you to know that I was in Colorado recruiting when Coach Maneri was being introduced here, and it was, it's a small world in the coaching community. For a day, I was kind of looking for the Notre Dame softball coach, and we kind of missed each other, and we saw each other across the ball field, and she walked up to me, and before I could say anything, she said, "Great guy." And she said, "But no, great guys." So welcome back home. Blair, welcome back home to you too. So this softball team has had the mantra since day one of coming back in September of the slogan being unfinished business. We were one game away from the College World Series last year, being sent to Arizona for the Super Regionals, and extending that series to the 3rd game. Fell one game short. They understand, this team understands that they need to take care of business every day in this program so that we don't get sent to an Arizona at the end and that we have maybe a little bit more of a favorable matchup. So they understand, and we return a good group from that team last year that they understand that concept. High expectations for this team. They welcome it. The national media has placed it on us, ranking us in the top 10 in all categories. We have a first place projected finish in the West. Tennessee is projected the SEC overall champion. They do return Monica Abbott, who is a very force to be reckoned with on the softball field. So high expectations for this team. The schedule is a very attractive schedule. We will play 11 different conferences within this schedule. And in the softball world, we like to jump into the fire right away and play great competition, and this weekend is no exception. We have the University of Missouri coming in. We have some quality opponents, and it'll be hopefully a great weekend, because it looks like it's finally the duck weather has gone away from us, hopefully, and we'll get some good sunshine and be able to play. But the schedule is a very attractive one in terms of RPI points by playing so many different conferences within the schedule. The SEC is an extremely attractive home schedule because we have the power weights of Alabama and Tennessee coming to Tiger Park this year, so our home schedule is a great one. The attitude of the team is phenomenal. We've really worked hard on yet in a way have not had to work hard on an attitude of swagger, and this team has one. We have some kids that are very passionate about playing softball, passionate about winning. We made a we made a switch this year. We practice in pants every day, which is kind of a different outlook for us, a different theme. There is no excuse for sliding anymore. Kids do it regularly. They leave the ballpark every day from head to toe, covered in dirt. And I think it's been just a simple reminder of, go all out on every play, and that's what we've seen from this team. I'm going to talk about the pitchers, and then I'm going to bring up my assistant coaches and let them talk about the areas they deal with. I am the pitching coach. I do get to work with these young ladies day in and day out, and I think it's a great thing for the head coach to be involved with the staff, because in our game, I would say 80% of it is still dictated within that circle. So I think it's really important for that key component of a softball team to have a real relationship with the head coach. Emily Turner is returning for her senior year. She had a phenomenal junior year, and I had gone on record as saying that it would probably take Emily to her junior or senior year to fully realize all of the talents that she has. There's a pitching workout that I had, and we came across it yesterday. A year ago to this day, in a bullpen workout, I made her sign a pitching workout because I told her on that day she became an All-American. And sure enough, she was a third-team All-American for us last year. She was first-team All-SEC, had a phenomenal SEC streak going, and we need her to really probably capitalize on the year she had last year to get us to where we need to be. She looks great. The biggest thing about Emily now is that she understands her concepts of pitching, her mechanics. She knows how to fix things, and that's, I think, the biggest plus for her. The maturation process in the circle, you could see it developing. She's a very emotional being, and we've worked really hard on trying to stay in the present and work on the pitch that she's about to throw. But I think that's her greatest asset now. She came in and watched film yesterday. We were a little bit out of kilter, went out there last night, and she fixed it. So I think that's the greatest asset. Danny Hofer came in here last year as a very heralded young lady. She was the Gatorade High School Pitcher of the Year, had phenomenal success at the beginning, and then ran into a buzzsaw kind of in the SEC schedule, kind of lost some confidence, had never been hit like that before, lost some confidence. You could see it. She was kind of getting it back towards the end of the year, and what she did, well, I have to give her a huge pat on the back, was that she went out and played women's ball this summer, sort of like Cape Cod for the guys, where they go out in the summer and play. She could have played down, but she elected to play up, challenged herself. She looks really good right now. She has more weapons in her arsenal. She was too one-dimensional last year, and I think that's I know that's really what got her in trouble. So we've added to her repertoire. She's more mature. She understands the level. She understands that there's days when she's probably going to get hit, and I think she'll be able to deal with that a little bit better this year. Tiffany Garcia is a junior who was really coming on last year and broke her foot running out to greet her parents at Family Day on the field. Broke her foot in the middle of the season and had been giving us some quality innings. She looks really good right now, has a ton of confidence, something that she really lacked in her first 2 years. So we expect her to see some innings. Cody Trahan, got to get that girl to say Trahan. But Cody Trahan from Beaumont is a freshman for us, and she should see some innings. She's got a little bit of things to learn, some mechanics to work on, but she's a hard worker, and I expect her to see some time in the circle. At this point, I'm going to bring up my assistant coach, Megan Smith. She's new to us. We are very fortunate to have her. She was a head coach who left Western Carolina to become here and be part of the Tiger program. It's also a new thing for me. Megan will be at first base, and she's my first soon-to-be mother on a staff that never had an assistant coach who was pregnant. So she's what, in her 4th month right now. So, but she's doing a phenomenal job with our infield. The kids have really responded to her, and she's been just a godsend, really. She's very organized, very aggressive, smart, and we welcome her to Tigerland, and she's done a great job. With that, I'm going to bring Megan up.
Well, first, I would like to say I'm very excited to be here and be a part of this program, and want to thank Coach Gerard and Coach DeFeo for bringing me in. Great opportunity, and excited for the season. Want to talk a little bit about our infield. We do have a new look this year, but a lot of girls with a lot of experience. You come and watch our practices, or you come watch the games, I'm sure you're going to see us playing with aggression and with passion. And just as Coach Gerard said, our team goes home dirty every day from practice, and the infielders are leading that charge. They are very aggressive in what they do, and they've worked really hard in the fall and now in the preseason to get ready for our games this weekend. I'm going to start talking about first base and Vanessa Soto. That's a name that you heard last year starting at second base. Very reliable defensive player. She's moved to first, and it's been pretty much an easy transition for her. She worked really hard in the fall to get used to that position, and she's just a steady defensive player. Very smooth hands, which you need at first base. So it's been really easy for her, and she looks really great there right now. Moving to second base for a little bit of a new look, Shannon Stein, a transfer from Corpus Christi who was with us last year. She's stepping in as a starter at second base. She really is the spark plug of our infield. She's unbelievable. You will have a lot of fun watching her because of how much fun she has out in the field. She brings our energy level up. She helps with our communication. She's talking all the time, making sure everyone's involved. And again, a steady player. She makes all the plays, and very reliable at second base. Moving on to shortstop, Andrea Smith was our starting shortstop last year and comes back in that position again this year. She has worked extremely hard in the fall. She got back some of her fundamentals, some of her mechanics. She looks very comfortable at shortstop now and feels very comfortable there. And she just has the knack of making the unbelievable plays look really routine. She's a lot of fun to watch. Moving to third base is a transfer from Oklahoma. She set out last year and now will be playing for us. And really, Taylor Hollis is a huge asset to our infield. I really expect big things from her defensively and offensively. Coach Gerard talked about swagger, and I think she's one of the biggest girls, or one of the best exhibits of swagger on our team. Every day she comes out there, she works hard. She has a confidence level that is easy to see from the stands and from us coaches, and she's very solid, and we're really excited about the things that she's going to bring to our team this year. A little bit of depth to our infield. We have a freshman, Lindsay Hope, who plays third base. She worked hard this fall to improve on her mechanics and fundamentals and has done really well in our scrimmages, especially offensively, and I'm sure Coach DeFeo will talk about that a little later. And also, Erica Sluss is someone who's been just a versatile player for the team in the past and will do the same thing this year. She's worked at second base, first base, outfield, and behind the plate. So she's very solid at all of those positions. And has worked hard at all four so she can contribute in those positions this year. So again, really excited. I think if you come out and watch, you're going to love watching our infield play, and hope to see you guys at some games.
Next is Associate Head Coach James DeFeo. James has been with me for 8 years now. He handles the outfield and is the main hitting person on the team.
First of all, I'd like to echo the sentiments of Coach Gerard and welcome Coach Mainieri and his staff to LSU. I look forward to seeing you guys out on the diamond this spring. Also, I'd like to thank all the members of the staff and media for being here and welcoming us back to another spring season. I'm here to talk a little bit about the outfield and our aggressive group of players. I think the attitude of our outfield, we have a mantra of our own, is nothing drops. Anything that's in the air that comes out to the grass is got to be caught. And if it does happen to hit the ground, it only bounces one time. And we take that leadership of attitude and aggression to another level when we talk about, leadership, swagger, confidence, key words that Coach Gerard and Coach Smith alluded to. We take that personally in the outfield, and one of the main assets of our outfield of course, it's going to be anchored again by our basically all-world center fielder, Leslie Klein. She's a senior this year. She's a true five-tool player, and I think after this season, she'll go down as one of the best in LSU softball history. She brings it every single day. She's someone that we can go to if we need a big hit. She steps up in different leadership categories almost every day in practice. She just does it all. I'm really looking for her to do some big things this season. In right field, we're returning Quinlan Duyan. She's a junior this year. She's just a fierce competitor. She brings an intensity to the field that's rivaled by few. She is a go-getter. She doesn't let hardly anything get by her. She led the team in home runs her freshman year, and she looks to bring that power surge back to her offensive game. And, her footwork in the outfield is quality. She's one of our better situational hitters, and she brings it every single day as well as Klein does. In left field, we have a group of people. We have Jasmine Jackson. She's a freshman from Houston, Texas, one of our more heralded recruits, prize recruits from Texas. She looked to be our clear starter here in the beginning, but then we have another freshman, Rachel Mitchell, that just started to come on pretty strong at the end. She's been lightening up pretty well with her bat. She has great footwork in the outfield. In fact, in our last scrimmage, she crashed into the left field wall diving for a ball, came up with that. And that's what we're looking for in our outfield, something that, that's aggressive, and just won't let anything drop. Also in the mix, we have Erica Sluss. She has great quickness. She has great power, footwork. And she actually led our team in home runs this season in the fall. Also in the mix, we have junior Dee Dee Henderson. She's lightning fast from the left side. She can provide instant pressure to any defense. And she's worked tremendously hard in the outfield, and she's also a viable option in the outfield. Thanks.
The catchers are manned by two that have been here for quite some time. Killian Rossner basically started just about every game last year as Kristen Hobbs was rehabilitating a surgical arm. First young lady that I've coached in, really 33 years, considering high school ball that had, as we affectionately call it, Tammy Jane surgery instead of Tommy John. But she is just getting back from that right now. And as I said, it's kind of unheard of in our sport. She's the first one that's had it. So she really looks good right now. And Hobbs is such a great kid, young lady, that we all want her back on the diamond, and she's doing everything she can. We're just trying to save those bullets for the rest of the year right now. Killian Rossner, they both do a great job of receiving the pitches, got very good arms, very good defensive players. In fact, I don't think Rossner had a pass ball all year, did she? Which is just phenomenal. No pass balls within a year. So they do a great job. As James alluded to, we have a battle royale going on in left field. It's like, somebody just take it, please. So every day it's a different situation. I was reading baseball's article today about the DH being up for grabs. We have a couple of situations like that, and it's going to be whoever's swinging the hot bat at that time that's going to play and start. So I'm going to let James talk about the lineup a little bit. I think we have a good combination of speed and power. I've been very, very pleased in the last 2 weeks with our surge of power. I really challenged our hitters. I didn't like the way we looked for the last month, and within the last 2 weeks the kids have just put an extraordinary amount of time on their own in the cages, and I don't know if I should get worried because they rocked the pitchers the other night. You know, as a coach, you never are satisfied, but they really look good right now. I thought this was a team that wouldn't have big power numbers, but that within the last week, I've totally changed my mind. Our new strength coach, Melissa Moore, has done a great job with them, and it's starting to show off. But we have, again, as I say, a combination, I think, of good contact hitters, kids that can run, and power numbers. I said I was going to let James talk, so I'm going to let him talk a little bit.
Thanks, Coach. I think this year's offensive attack, I think it's going to be defined by its versatility and its consistency. I think we have a good mix of power, speed, and the consistent base hit hitters that you want in the middle of your lineup. As a coaching staff, we broke down our schedule in quadrants. And I think our first quadrant's our pre-conference schedule, where we play 4 different tournaments, 2 at home, 2 away. And I think that's going to be the time in where we actually put the pieces of that puzzle together to find out what mix works best for our offense. Leading off again, the engine that drives the offensive machine is Leslie Klein. She is our returning All-American hitter, center fielder. She provides speed. She's got a power threat at any time. And she's like what we like to call our prime time hitter. She will do whatever it takes to get the base hit, score the run, get on time, and make the plays that we need to play. Our speed potential at the top and bottom of our lineup will be provided by Jasmine Jackson, our freshman I alluded to earlier from Houston, junior Dee Dee Henderson, and also our offensive spark plug of our new second baseman, Shannon Stein. The majority of our RBI and power comes from our junior class. It's laden with power hitters, Quinlan Duyon, Vanessa Soto, the infielder, Killian Rosner, our catcher, our brand new third baseman, Taylor Hollis, and coming off the bench and maybe even in a DP role, Erica Sluss. Add in the mix, we've got the talented Rachel Mitchell from the left side. She can drag bunt, she can hit it out, she can get the line drive base hits that we need in a primetime situation. And we have powerhouse freshman Cody Trahan and Lindsay Hope coming off the bench that could, with one swing of the bat, put it out at any time. The ball should be leaving Tiger Park quite often this year. We look to capitalize on our big field. We have Death Valley softball style. Our gaps are 220 feet deep as opposed to just 220 feet in center field. We look to take advantage of that at home. And then on the road, we like to hit in the small ballparks and get those doubles and triples that hit the wall in the gaps. We like to get those out of the park there. Like I said, once we find the right combination of speed and power, whether it be at the top, bottom, or middle, I think this offensive machine will definitely be power to be reckoned with in the SEC, if not nationally. Thanks.
We hope this is the last year at Tiger Park, and we've kind of paid homage to the 10 All-Americans that have roamed the fields there, and through the media guides and the schedule cards and the posters. Before I take questions, I'll just one more just a little advice, probably not advice, he doesn't need it, but Coach, usually the baseball coach gets up here and makes a joke about Mississippi State. I'm sure you don't know that, but be careful about jokes because they get you in trouble these days. So I'm open for questions.
All right, you spoke about Taylor Hollis and the transfer. What are the rules concerning transfers and how long they have to sit out for softball?
When softball, you can transfer immediately if the school deems that they will give that one-time transfer. Oklahoma chose not to do that, so she had to sit out last year and lose that year of eligibility. So she'll be here for 2 years for us.
Hey, Yvette.
Hey, Glenn.
Are you confident that the new stadium will be ready next year, 100%, or?
I think it's going to be close. I think the bids were accepted today, and depending on, construction, I think it's going to be really close.
Coach Gerard, you talked about everyone battling for the left field spot. Do you feel that could cause a lot of not just parity amongst the team, but a lot of competition within the team?
Well, we've had competition within the team since day one. Megan Smith has brought a new kind of bonding thing to our team. We divided the team up into 4 different groups. They named their team, and we've had competitions throughout the year with different things. And we've had a lot. We wanted that because we felt like the team was a little passive. So we've made them compete in many, many areas off and on the field. But that's the one area right now where I'd say it's really up for grabs. And yeah, every day it's a different person. So it's like I said, I just want somebody to say, here, Coach, here I am. I'm taking it.
Hey, Coach, I think 2 years ago you had the 9 freshmen on the team. And I guess can you talk about them being juniors now, and I guess you can maybe lump Emily into that group too, because she was kind of a freshman as a sophomore, so to speak.
Exactly. I think that's why we feel so confident right now. This huge freshman class is about to, I think, show some really great things on the softball field for us this year.
Coach, could you comment on the overall strength of the conference, and aside from Tennessee, obviously, who are the teams we need to keep an eye on in the SEC?
In this conference, it's just like everything else. It's a dogfight, and really, I was still at USL, ULL when the conference began, and I thought I knew how good the conference could be, and I was very worried about it because we were getting sandwiched from everybody. Texas started a program. Oklahoma got a better coach. Texas A&M got a better coach, and then you threw the SEC into it, and I thought, well, about 4 or 5 years, they'll really be good. Well, this is 11 years of, SEC softball. And we came within a blink of an eye last year, the last 2 years, of having 3 teams in the College World Series. Tennessee is the favorite. The young lady on the mound is very good. Now, she gets beat in the conference. Emily was a first-team All-SEC, and it's kind of like the coaches have figured out a little bit. But she's on the Olympic team, she's on the national team, and as long as she's at Tennessee and she turned their program on, overnight, as long as she's there, they're always going to be a threat to win it all. They are that good, and they have a lot of speed in their offense. They are dangerous all the way around on the field. Very good program right now.
Coach, you talked about Danny's improvement. Is she to a point yet where you could go to her, maybe in a regional? Do you feel that confident with her improvement over the offseason?
Well, she did pitch a game at regionals last year. She opened up regionals and got the win in the first game. So, absolutely, the good thing about Danny, and I tried it last year too, although she was the number 1 at the beginning of the year, she doesn't have to be that. Now, she can be if she wants to be. We'll take that at any time. But I think that obviously that's the goal now that we have a super regional format too. I mean, you still see it in college softball still that one pitcher can take you through everything. I think that at the end you'd like to have 2, and I'd like for her to pitch more in a regional tournament format.
Coach, I wasn't sure exactly what you said about Kristen Hobbs. Is she ready to play to start the season?
She is ready to play. She's ready to play. She's, when this is all said and done, she's probably going to have another surgery. But she's trying to do everything she can to make it through these next 3 or 4 months.
Okay. Do you have another backup if you need one at catcher?
Well, we do have Erica Sluss that can catch. There's always someone on the team that can catch, but Rossner handled it all last year, so. You just say your prayers every night.
He also indicated, Coach James did, that Sluss led the team in home runs during the fall thing, but right now it doesn't look like she's going to be a starter. What does that tell about your team?
Well, it's a strange situation. She always lights it up in the fall, and when it comes to the spring, she's kind of following the same pattern. She's trying to break out of it, but she looks like gangbusters in the fall, and then she kind of loses it a little bit in the spring. So, but it is our intention to try and get her more playing time. She's one of those kids where when you look back at it, you say, it's really a shame. She doesn't get as many opportunities as some people that are kind of failing along the way, but we see what happens in practice every day, and right now that's the situation she's in. She doesn't look as good as she did in the fall.
Any other questions?
Thank you very much.